let's get this thing started. The Gators have been waiting and waiting, and finally the moment is coming and the opening of the season. He'll bring it out. It's James. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Knights offense will get first crack at it today. You know, that connection between quarterback and wide receiver, Jesse, takes some time, and we'll see how quickly these two guys get on the same page.
Yeah, the chemistry between he and the quarterback, I think, is what everybody's going to be looking for early in this game, because David, obviously, having transferred in, he hasn't had a lot of time in this offense. This is his first game. It's the first time doing it with bullets flying live. So he's got a lot of talent. He's got speed, but what does that chemistry look like with the guy throwing him the football? That's what I want to see.
Well, and the good thing is you've got tape and you've seen he's done in the past. Like, you already know what he is. Now it's about taking that, using his strengths. How do you use him in this offense early on in the season to really take advantage of his talents?
Back to pass on second down. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection. All right, guys, let's talk a little UCF. The good news about starting the season outside the top 25, not a lot of lofty expectations. You can sneak up on a few teams, but sooner or later, you're going to want to get that attention and get into those rankings.
A lot more, but it's not impossible. Now, in recent years, you saw it with Indiana coming out of absolutely nowhere. You saw it back in the day with USF. You've seen it with Rutgers. Like, in the past, you can do it. You can put it together, gain some momentum, but it starts with this game right here.
TCU reached the national championship game a few years back. No one expected much of them that season either, so you never know. And what's important is what people believe inside your own locker room. This team thinks they can do some really special things this year, and they get a chance to start strong here in week 1.
So Florida's offense will try to get something started with their first possession. Guys, if you listen closely, I think you can hear the jawing going already between this cornerback and wide receiver. What a matchup, Jesse, it's going to be between those two.
You know, so many people.
Rush coming in hot, and they got him at the 29.
This defense, they are tenacious, and they've got guys up front that are athletic and that are so strong and then can collapse the pocket. You saw it right there in that play-action attempt.
The Gators have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Looking to fire. Quickly out to the tight end. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground cover to pick up the first. Let's take a second to look at the big picture for Florida. The portal can work wonders if you have specific holes to fill. Breathe a little new life and energy into the program. David, these guys went in there, got a nice little haul that really could set them up for success this season.
They did, and they didn't go bonkers and go crazy, Jesse. I like how they just saw a couple guys that they thought fit their system, fit their culture, and now they're bringing them in so they can rise the tide of this team.
Yeah, this feels like a curated roster, right? They only had a few holes that they had to... They went out, they put their effort into finding the right guy. They feel like they've upgraded their roster with just a few portal additions.
Nice pickup on the ground there. They'll move the sticks with the first down.
Well, the defense knew coming into this one, Reese, that this team was going to try to use their speed and take advantage of it, and they did right there. Nice gain on the run play to the right.
Found plenty of running room in that defense. They've got to find a way to get there, make the tackle in the open field.
Yeah, and they got to do a good job with their eyes, finding the football. They've got to get a lot of bodies to this guy because he is fast.
He's going to lose a yard on that one.
They're trying to run the football, and there's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
And the Gators trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. Caught over the middle, it's Daniels. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
Such a great job by the defense winning on early downs. What does that mean? Now it means third and long. Third and long, now I go to dime packages, to nickel packages. I'm taking linebackers off the field and bringing on DBs to really cover more guys and have more speed on the field.
On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. Finds the tight end. Breaks it to the open. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch.
And that is a huge conversion on third and long for the offense. I think a lot of people thinking, hey, we're just going to try to get a couple yards, help our kicker out here to kick a field goal. But instead, they get a massive play, and now all of a sudden they're thinking touchdown here, first and goal.
Knocked down behind the line. Boy, he powered through one tackler, but there were more there to greet him. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Florida. They're on the board first here in the season opener.
The offense goes as he goes, so really no surprise on the opening drive. They keep feeding him the football. He showed you all of his ability on that TV.
And he splits the uprights on the extra point. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. He's out past the 35. Turns on the Jets. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Knights. Boy, did he just scorch that defense for that score.
He shows you all of it, Reese. He's got the speed, he's got the agility. This dude's a big-time playmaker. You just give him the ball, and he'll find different ways to kill you on different plays.
The extra point here would tie the game. And the extra point was good. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. One snap, and you've got a touchdown on the board. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Gets away from one, finds room. They finally get him stopped, but this veteran junior running back comes up with a nice play. And the boys of old Florida are getting it done on the ground.
Hey, you've seen time periods in history in Florida where they didn't care about the run. Spurrier, just throw it. Yeah, Jesse, throw it again. Yeah, throw it again. Just chuck it around, but I like when they commit to the ground game, have some success to create some balance.
That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down. The Gators come to the line. This situation, you might see a shot play. Wants to fire on second down. Throws to the wideout. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on second down, and they'll be left with a third down.
And that is not where you want to miss. You do not want to miss high over the middle. A lot of that times that turns into an interception. He doesn't get that, but he's got to lower that football and give his receiver a chance to make a play on it.
Surging forward on the sneak.
And David, on third and inches right there, that's often a decision the quarterback predetermines. Who's my best guard? That's the guy I'm going to try to get.
And I know that defensively too, but I'm just trying to dive and create a pile, but it's so hard to stop that play. That's why you see it ran so successfully.
Motion from the wideout. Wants to throw on first down. Under fire. And the quarterback will be slung down back at the 43. And there is little more difficult to defend than pressure right up the middle, and the big nose tackle brings it there.
And he starts right on the football. A lot of time he gets double teamed, right? Because he's right there and you got the guards next to him, but the big fella just uses his power, overpowers the line, gets to the quarterback, and gets the sack.
The Gators now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Leaves it with the back. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The last 2 plays have not gone as scripted. It's 3rd and 19. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Got a man. It's Brown. They don't get nearly enough on 3rd down. 4th down coming from the 48.
You got to love that. On defense, one of the most critical statistics out there is how do you play on 3rd down? How do you prevent the opponent from keeping drives alive? Right there, tackling the catch. You gave up the completion. Whoop-de-doo. You set up 4th and long. You're going to get the ball back. Go get some water and celebrate.
Excellent job on the punt. Bounces out of bounds at the 5, and they'll have 95 yards to go in front of them. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? They evened things up the last time they had him. The defense helped them out and a chance to go on top with this drive. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Starts a drive trying to go up top. Unloads to the right. And they can't connect, but the flag flies, and I think this is going to be pass interference. Pass interference. Defense.
And the defender just way too handsy on that last play. You could see all the contact as the ball was in the air. He simply can't do it, and the referee's calling.
The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. Got his man. Turning it on. That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they get it out to the 36. They've done a really good job identifying mismatches, and they find one out of the backfield there.
Reese, I really don't think it's that hard. My guy is better than yours. Find the matchup across the field.
Picked off. Got him. And set him up. Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
And defensive backs, you think, don't have good hands. The big fella shows that. How about that defensive back going up and getting the interception? Nice job bringing on the football. You say that's why you play defense, because you don't have hands? Yeah.
Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They had to punt it away on their last possession, but man, what great field position this time.
I mean, this is awesome. Like, last possession didn't go great. Now you're set up in an opportunity to get some points and start thinking about what plays I like, Jesse, as I cross the 50.
There are a lot of offensive coordinators out there, David, and in this position, they like to take a shot right away and try and capitalize on this field position.
And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
And how about that young man getting in the backfield again? He's really got his fingerprints all over this game so far to start it, man. We're still in the first half, and he's got a sack. He's got a tackle for a loss. These are the kind of plays that really help your defense push these offenses behind the sticks.
Entertaining first quarter, and we are all locked up after one as we take a quick look at some stats. They fought to a standstill in the first. Let's see who gets the edge early in the second. So they go back to work after the break, and it is 3rd down. A quick completion to the left, looking for the first down. Run out of bounds, they'll spot him at the 24.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up especially on third down. That's what we saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player. And we're going to...
Oh, he's got some space. Didn't get a whole lot of room to run. He picked up one or two.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Bringing the heat. He's going to take off. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. And the Gators are at the line looking to convert on third and short. Wide receiver comes in motion. Wants to throw on third down. Grab near the sticks. It's Brown. And it'll take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Gators!
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, gets you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback and wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Rides the back and leaves it. And he's very fortunate to get it back to the line of scrimmage, greeted by a sea of defenders. They got nothing on the last play at 2nd and 10. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, UCF.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Off play action. Under fire. Caught in the backfield, it's Richardson. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
It's a really nice job by the defense staying disciplined there. The quarterback's trying to get it out on the right side. As soon as he makes the catch, though, down he goes. Really good job with the tackle.
They've got him pinned deep in their own end, and this crowd trying to help keep them there. Got it behind the line. It's Jenkins. Out across the 25 to the 26, but needed a little bit more. It'll be 4th down. The Knights will try to pin them back with the punt. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Takes it on the return. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Really good balance on that last drive. They mixed it up all over the place, Jesse.
Yeah, how nice, too, to have the defense on their heels.
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Man, this offense, they gotta find something. They gotta get in a rhythm somehow. So far, no success, not protecting the quarterback. Really, the only good thing I can say so far is they haven't turned the football over.
Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. Back to pass. Fired just a little too long as the junior frustrated he missed that connection.
This offense really is putting themselves behind the 8 ball right now in this drive. Sack, 1st down, just run an incompletion. So 3rd in California. Defense knows you're probably going to throw it. What can you dial up here?
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Caught in the backfield, it's Daniels. Big play, takes him into bus territory. He's out of bounds at the 47. They built this mismatches and just get the ball in the back and let him do his thing.
Yeah, it didn't have to be long down the field like it threw right near the line of scrimmage, but you know I got a guy, when he gets in space, he can make big plays happen. Nice decision by the QB.
He stopped him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest. The Gators with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. They'll go to work in the air on second down. Quarterback floating away from pressure. They are on the move down to the 32, and they pick up another first down. The Gators will hustle to the line.
That's the danger as a defense when you play man coverage, is that if the quarterback decides to scramble, there may not be anybody there to make a tackle right away. You obviously want to take care of everything on the back end, and with these receivers, you got to get them locked down. But if you're the D coordinator here, you got to be more selective with your coverage and mix it up, because man coverage against a scrambling quarterback can hurt you.
And the Gators have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Catch in the middle. It's Montgomery. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Guys, let's chat about Florida. By no means was it a transfer portal exodus. The number of guys they lost among the fewest in the country. But you do wonder if things have just become really transactional in the sport right now.
Well, this is a team that had a lot of success last year, and a lot of their key players want to build off of that. So to me, not a big surprise that these guys have decided to stick around.
Yeah, it's cool to see it, man. You don't see a lot of this in college football nowadays. A lot of people leaving. They're doing a good job of retaining their guys. They must have built a really good culture.
Now on 4th down, they'll send out the field goal unit. This is not a straight-on kick, a 42-yarder from the right hash. Never a doubt. And now the lead is even bigger.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Running out of time here in the first half, and they do have a chance to make this a one-possession game.
And so you got to locate your best players and get them the football on this drive. You're down in the game. There's obviously a lot of football left.
Oh, he found a space on the right. They finally get him on the ground, and this junior turning in a big play after the catch.
And what a massive play for the offense. Not only getting the football across the 50, but they've now put themselves in position to steal a few more points here before the half.
They cross midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. Got 3 on 1st down and 2nd and 7. Wants to go up top. And the pass is incomplete, but the flag flies, and there was a lot of early contact there. How many times do you think they're going to run that one back in film study? Don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. That's a penalty, that's a penalty, that's a penalty. It'll be a long film study for him. So after the flag, a fresh set of downs for the offense. It's 1st and 10. Grabbed behind the line. It's Jenkins. You'll take this every time. 5 yards on the first down play. The hurry up now. 2nd down. Clock ticking. Grabbed behind the line. It's Richardson. Brought down at the 25 after a 5-yard gain. It'll be a 1st down. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Knights will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Scrambling away. There he goes. Inside the 15. Out of bounds at the 14-yard line. The offense looking for a score. Grabbed in the backfield. It's Jenkins. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play. So now it's 2nd and long. keep it himself. Got enough space, and he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, UCF!
And that was a really big score here at the end of the first half, just for their confidence and their momentum. They're obviously still losing right now on the scoreboard, but you had the feeling something positive had to happen here at the end of the first half for them to go in at halftime, regroup, and come out in the second half now trying to build on that successful drive offensively.
Coming out with it, it's Abrams. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. Looking for room, it's Pringle. These little games can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
All right, guys, we've been calling a magnificent game there in Gainesville so far. And in this day and age where quarterbacks chuck it all over the field, how refreshing to see two offenses rely on off-tackle left, off-tackle right, and even a few halfback dives. Physical offensive lines and elusive backs have told the story. A throwback to the halcyon days of 3 yards and a cloud of dust. With that said, let's send it back to our guys and all those chomping hands there in the swamp.
Thanks for that halftime report, Kevin. The Knights will line up to kick off and start the second half. Fielded in the end zone. It's Daniels. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They start this third quarter with the lead, but they might want to think about shoring up that protection.
Yeah, the good news is you're leading on the scoreboard. The bad news is your quarterback doesn't feel like it because you can't protect him. So, David, adjustments in pass protection, that has to be something they were talking about here at halftime.
100%. Just you can't get him hit that much. He's still doing a good job delivering the football, but if you keep hitting the quarterback enough, man, they'll start to see ghosts, they'll panic, and they'll make some of those mistakes.
Going to swing it on second down. And he is snowed under. Sacked at the 7.
And that's the thing about this defense. Yeah, they may be losing the game right now, but they've got difference makers on that side of the football. They got guys that can step up like that, create havoc, get a sack, create negative plays. They're going to need more of that here in the second half if they're going to win this game.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Intercepted, and that's not how you want to start a half. Touchdown, Knights! The defense putting points on the board.
How about a game-changing play for this defense? Stepping in front of the football and knowing what to do with it, taking it all the way to the end zone.
He'll try to tack on one more. And with the extra point, they take a 21-17 lead. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Texas is painting an offensive masterpiece so far. It's been like a Bob Ross masterclass. They're up by 25 over New Mexico State. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
And how about that one? Definitely be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. They'll try the run. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Man, what a game this guy's been having, living in the opponent's backfield. Already has 2 sacks in the game, and now he gets a TFL. He is so athletic, so quick twitch, so slippery, they just can't block him.
Here comes the heat. And the quarterback is knocked down back at the 13.
And it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying around.
Hunt is on its way. Gilby got it out of bounds, but not before a nifty return on that one. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. The give to the running back from the shotgun. Breaks into the open. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
And the offense with a nice run, breaks off a little bit of run, gets a first down. Oh, and here they go again. First down, you've seen this. They like to go fast.
Finds just enough room to pick up a couple down to the 26.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Flips it out on the screen. Not a whole lot of room there on that screen pass. It just never developed. The Knights want to crank the tempo. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. They thought they could just run it on 3rd and short, but this defense was there to make the stop. They'll try to get something out of this drive and kick the field goal here on 4th down. This whole place is going to see if this kicker can operate in a sea of noise. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play call and everyone on the same page here. They're in field goal range here on 4th down, but they're going to keep this offense on the field. On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Working that left side now. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17. They were easily within field goal range there, but they don't feel like you can win this game 3 points at a time.
No, pass. I mean, you got to be aggressive. You got to get touchdowns, man. You've seen the emphasis. Defenses are willing to give up yards now to make you kick field goals. I like this offense being aggressive. Forget the 3s. We need 6s.
And they make the stop, and this offense has it inside the 5, and they are threatening. Using the quick game. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, UCF! Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
Let's see if he can make a play on the return. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. The Gators sending the offense back to work. They come out now down by 2 possessions, 28-17, and hoping to use this drive to draw closer. Works his way ahead for 3. They'll spot it at the 18.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a 3rd down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. Rides the back on the option, the give. Turning it on! the throw. Caught in the backfield, it's Daniels. And he never had a chance. As soon as he caught it, the defense was right there. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. Now the UCF offense ready to go back to work. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. Power football with the run. Forges ahead, picks up about 3 to the 29.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs, just run positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Somehow fits it into that traffic. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion. They lost yardage.
He was not fooled on that one. You know, a lot of times you want to buy space, and you throw this route really when it's off coverage. But you can tell the cornerback was up, ready to come, pounce on that screen, and get the tackle for a miss.
The noise is deafening, trying to make sure only the Gators get out of the swamp on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Unloads to the wideout. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
This game just feels so different than it did in the first half. After that incompletion, now setting up 4th down, they only have a 1-possession lead. Things were looking so much better earlier in the game. They're going to have to get it together throwing the football if they want to win this game.
Waves the arm for the fair catch, and the catch is made to the 30-yard line. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. They put it in the end zone the last time they had it, and now an opportunity to really take control of this game.
You can feel the momentum shifting. If they were able to take the football here, drive it down the field, and score again, David, they would have all of that momentum on their side.
And there's nothing about momentum that you can quantify. Like, I don't understand it, but once it gets going in one direction, a lot of times it's so hard to swing it back the other direction. The momentum is real, and they got it.
To the air on 2nd down. Makes the grab down the middle. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with the 1st down.
That's a great example of this quarterback having intense confidence in his own arm talent. That was not an easy window to throw into, but he had the ability, and he knew it.
Caught behind the line. It's Daniels. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down mark. What a day it's been on the ground for these two guys, and they just seem to get stronger as the game goes along as we take a look at the numbers. One quarter to go, and Mike, we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza.
4-2 Spider. 4-2 Spider.
Looking to fire. Right down the middle. Got him downfield. Good, solid pickup there. Now they can start to smell it with the 1st down at the 31.
Well, they execute the end route. How about the arm strength by the QB? That was an absolute bullet on that completion.
The Gators are flying down the field. He'll ride his man on the option. Now the toss. Oh, he's got some space. They'll finally make the tackle, but that option was executed to perfection.
Well, this is an offense that has a lot of speed, and they have different guys they would love to get the football to in space, and they can find a lot of different ways to do that. I love the idea of going option here and trusting your quarterback to make the right read. If no one accounts for the pitch man, he's going to get it to the outside, and you see the speed on the perimeter. Really clever play call that time by the O coordinator.
Myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. To the ground with the back. He stopped at the 14-yard line, and they'll stay on the attack from there. And the Gators come to the to keep the drive moving. Motion from the back. Caught in the backfield, it's Daniels. Touchdown, Gator! And they've moved out front here in the fourth.
And at this stage of the game in the fourth quarter, big-time players make big plays in big games. What a great job after he secured the catch in the open field, showing off the speed, taking it to the house, and with it, his team now has the lead.
They'll go to the air. Gets it to him on the screen. He gets into the end zone for the two-point conversion, and the cushion is now 3. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The UCF offense back on the field, ready to go to work. Another opportunity here. They had to punt it on their last possession, but this time tight game, hoping to get something on the board. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on second down. Got it behind the line. It's Richardson. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. They'll snap it from the 36. They got a first down. Looking to throw on first down. Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Trying play action. Going back to the well, another deep ball. Nice defensive way to get a hand in there and knock it away.
Listen, a lot of time, tips and deflections are because you got great eyes and vision on the quarterback. You see him release the football, you break on it, you tip that thing, and make sure the receiver can't get it.
Wants to throw it. Here's the pressure. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. The Knights will call on their punt team. Perhaps feeling that coverage coming, signals for the fair catch and makes it at the 25. The Gators sending the offense back to work. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football.
There he goes. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down.
This is a shootout. Both offenses up and down the field. They're generating explosive plays. It feels like which team has the ball last may win, but give the quarterback a lot of credit that time because, again, he saw a beautiful look to take a shot into, and he throws an absolute dime.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Back to pass. Quickly complete. Makes the tackle right at the 21-yard line. Pick up a 10 on the play, and this offense is threatening with a first down.
And I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time, blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
And here comes the heat, and they get home, and they get him at the 21.
You know, for a pass rush, it's all about constricting the quarterback and just pushing these offensive linemen, moving them backward and building that fence around the QB so there's nowhere for him to go. QB was able to make a few guys miss, but he inevitably went down.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. 3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play.
And this is why it's so nice to have a guy under center you can trust. You understand the situation. 3rd and long, I want to go get this 1st down, but I'm in field goal range. I got a chance to go up by more than a field goal. Nice job throwing the football away when he didn't see the look he wanted.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
A lot of eyeballs on your game, guys, and a few on this interesting matchup as well. OHIO. Ohio State is up big right now in what's shaping up to be a blowout to remember. They're up by 21 over Bowling Green. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, we'll see them here. Guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Out of the gun, the give to the back. Not much there. Picks up a couple to the 22. The Knights moving quickly to the line. Motion from the wide receiver. 2nd down, he'll throw it. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. And they pick up just a few on that completion. This crowd unhinged, trying to make sure the Gators don't back down on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Finds his man, it's Fox. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
And it's on 3rd downs like this, if you want to attack the middle of the field, you got to look for the tight end. Really nice route. Great job looking that football in. You can tell this quarterback really has a lot of confidence when he's in the pocket looking for the big fella, and they're able to hook up there.
They're now out across the 40, and he's out of bounds at the 42. The Knights in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They'll run play action. Going to throw it over the top of the knee. Makes the grab inside the 30. He goes out of bounds across the 25, mark it at the 24 in this defense. Its head is spinning. The Knights are moving quickly down the field. The inside handoff. He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short. This crowd even louder now on 2nd down as they try to hold on. He'll do it himself. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. This offense trying to quieten the crowd on 1st and goal, and they are not cooperating. They'll try to get it in with the run. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
All right, you're at a point in the game now where you've got to go. You need to get down the field and score points. I'm all for running the football, but in this part of the field, you've now got to start kicking it into overdrive, start taking some shots, and gain it.
And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Knights!
That is how it's done. In the clutch, in the big time, your offense comes up with the big drive, puts points on the board. Now you tell your kicker, go knock this PAT through, take the lead. Nice execution by this offense.
And that extra point was good, and now they have the lead in the 4th. And that one ought to help us build the drama down the stretch. Fielded in the end zone, it's Abrams. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Opening play of this drive comes from the 13-yard line. Got room to work. Breaks it clear. They stay aggressive and push their way out to the 33, and it's first down. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. Looking downfield on first down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Brown. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late.
It's hard for an offense to win when you get in predictable situations. What a great job understanding where the first down marker is. Got to get a big game. Got to get that first down. Nice job. Great nose for the first down.
Fires to the tight end. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line. Warp speed for second down. Wants to go up top. Looking down the middle. Got his man downfield. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25. Go up top on first down. Fires to the right. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass.
Well, the quarterback off target on that one. And in this 2-minute situation, you've got to be able to call and run passing plays that you feel like you can run in your sleep.
Behind the chains now on second and long. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. Grabbed over the middle. It's Golden. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible.
Man, you put those slot receivers in there, and here's why you do it. You back them off the football a lot of times, but who's guarding them? A lot of times those are linebackers. Those are safeties. You get those good matchups where you can feature one of your speedsters, and a lot of times good things happen.
On third and long, try to convert through the air.
Some of these guys make it look so easy, but these are tight windows down here, man. There's not a lot of space in the field, and he drops back, knows exactly where he's going with the football, throws it in there, makes the play, and more importantly, now his team is in the lead in the fourth quarter.
He's looking to throw. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple. He gets it into the end zone for the 2 to push that lead out to 7. Set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. From inside the 10, here he comes. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. UCF has it once again. What do you think about that? Okay, one possession game. Got some time to work with, but you have to make up some ground quickly, David.
You got to be smart. Can't throw in front of the sticks. Can't get tackled in front of the sticks. Make sure we're taking some shots down the field, chewing up some yards. Jesse, the defense will be vulnerable here.
Yeah, and I think because of that, David, offensively, you got to have a plan. You got to know where your best matchup is out on the perimeter and who can make the big catches here in small windows.
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And he's got it inside the 25. The offense uses a timeout. 15 seconds left to play.
Well, how about the offense setting that play up? We've seen earlier in the game a couple shorter throws. They're just trying to suck those safeties closer to the line of scrimmage, anticipating that they would get an opportunity to take a shot. They called the perfect play at the perfect time right there.
Throws for the end zone. Pass is broken up, incomplete as they were trying to strike for 6.
I absolutely love when defensive backs do exactly what he did. Don't try to make the big play. A lot of times you see them go up together and the receiver come down, but he goes up, he bats the football down, make sure nobody catches.
Turning it on! That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. And a big opportunity for this offense to tie the game up in the fourth with a touchdown. Wants to go up top. Looking for the goal line. And that is how we will wrap this one up. I know this is disappointing, but plenty of teams have suffered early losses and come back to have great seasons. I mean, think of 1983 Miami, one of the great teams of all time. Blown out in the opener, won the national championship.
Well, some of us weren't alive. Everybody probably playing this game wasn't alive with that comment. But yeah, great example, Reese. But listen, your season isn't over. Things still down the road for you to look forward to, still improve on. You can still have all of your dreams out in front of you. But, you know, 83, Jesse, I know you were playing college football then, but share.
I think I had just learned how to walk. And it's funny, guys, you know, just like that 83 team, this team that lost here today, they are also very talented. They just got to take care of fixing up and cleaning up some of these mistakes. But no doubt, lots to play for moving forward. Can't wait to see what happens next week.
That will put the wrap on things from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. You've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.